Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk 20. For this episode, Connor, GT, and I, we kind of talked about 2022 and reflected on our goals that we had for that year. Did we accomplish them? What was our favorite memories of that year? And just kind of our mindset from start to finish of this previous year and kind of moving forward for the new year, 2023, how we're going to improve and change ourselves. So just kind of talking a little bit different of a format for this episode, but I just want to let you guys know, thank you for everything from start to now. It's crazy to think that this podcast just started with a thought I had and posting on social media and having people respond and then transforming that into a weekly podcast that a lot of my friends and family listen to and love. So I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I'm really looking forward to how this thing grows in 2023. So thank you for listening to yet another episode of Let's Talk 20s. Happy New Year's to you guys. We'll see you later. Peace. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk 20s. Bada bing, bada boom.
Pow.
Bop.
That's what's up. Ladies and gentlemen,
Exactly.
welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk 20s. First or second episode of 2023, depending on,
How we want to go about it.
how we want to go about it. But regardless, Happy New Year's to you guys. I hope everyone had a safe and fun New Year's, and I hope everyone has some resolutions and goals that they want to put forward for this upcoming year, because that is the topic for this episode. We're going to be talking about kind of reflecting slightly on 2022 and moving forward into 2023, our resolutions, how we're going to go about it. And so first off, boys, how we doing? I know we just talked about our New Year's,
Phenomenal.
but we're feeling good, huh?
Feel good, man. Yeah, it's gonna be a good year. It's a good day today. Life's good.
It's gonna be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I agree,
Grab that
man.
muff by the horns, baby.
I mean, do you guys smell that? I mean, there's something in the fucking air, huh?
Ooh, I smell it. Smell
There's
good.
something.
Smell love.
Ooh.
Wait, that's just me.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh,
Oh my. Oh.
no, there's something in the air for sure. I mean,
Bah.
Yeah.
I said in the last episode, man, that there's something about this year that I really fully feel like it's mostly going to be all positives and a lot of personal growth. The biggest year I'm actually making goals, and I'm going to actually accomplish all of them. And I know, minus this podcast, all three of us have big things coming up in our lives, and we already had a lot of great things in 2022, but it's uphill from here. I mean, we're chugging along.
Amen.
Yeah.
There's no brakes on this train.
Nope.
Nope. So
Nope.
Thomas can't even get on like this.
Thomas the Train ain't got shit on us.
Exactly.
I mean-
Choo choo, bitch.
Yeah, what he said.
I mean,
Uh,
that's his slogan. So yeah, I agree.
Choo choo bitch. Can you imagine he said it in the
Choo-choo
kids,
As a
show?
kid's show. Choo choo, bitch.
He's like going past like all those trains.
He just doesn't even stop by the station.
I
flies
love that
straight
show.
through the
That,
station.
when I was a kid, that was like one of my.
That was one of my
shows.
jams for sure. I had all the
Oh,
trains and like railroad sets and everything.
fun fact: did y'all know who the narrator was for Thomas the Train Engine or Tank Engine?
Mm-mm.
Hell no.
Ringo Starr of the Beatles.
Get out of here.
Yep, he was one of the
Oh,
biggest narrators of that whole show.
Wow.
Yep, it's crazy.
No, I had no idea that was even.
I didn't know that.
Fun fact.
That is a huge fun fact.
That is big.
So to start it off, guys, for this New Year's, just to briefly talk about last year, we said in the last episode we pretty much accomplished our goals for 2022. But in comparison from last year to this year, how do you think you're actually going to attack your goals and resolutions and actually be more effective in that way in comparison to how you went about things in 2022?
I have all of them down here, and
Mhm.
I'm going to literally not touch this. The only way I'm going to do it, like when I say not touch it, is I'm not going to go on others to where this thing gets crumbled up or anything. I'm going to have this. I'm going to look at it every day, and then I'm going to write them down. Just so that way it then gets engraved in my head.
Yep.
And then that way I can look at it and I can have like a progress. Almost.
Love it.
And I can add stuff to other sheets. What about you guys? What are your plans? How are you going to go about this?
Mr. Lawson, after you.
Oh, okay. What I'm going to do is kind of same thing as GT, like always have it out, but I type mine up, my resolutions. Well, I have resolutions. I have general things like concepts that I want to improve in 2023. And then I'll get into it, but I have some routines that I want to add daily into my life that are also going to be there. So I have a calendar as well as a to-do list that I've been using. We've talked about that. So my calendar is always up like near my computer, so I can always look at it like right when I walk in. I'm going to have my resolutions and everything just right next to it, just so I can always look at it and it's always out. And I like to cross things off for progress. Like I cross things off my to-do list when I do it day by day. So I'm going to be crossing things off as I do them. But just in general, I learned a lot about goal setting last year and a lot about what worked and what didn't work. And what works for me specifically is making them more specific and making them more like tangible so that I have specific things that I want to accomplish. Like, for example, with my music playing, instead of only practicing for 30 minutes, I want to practice something specific, like learn like a specific song, learn a certain set of things, and however long it takes me is however long it takes me. And so instead of like making it more general, making it more specific. So it's just one of the things. There's other ways, but I'll get into it. What about you, Tanner?
Big one, like you said, Connor, is it's one thing to write down goals and then just stare at it and think it's so unreachable or unattainable or whatever. But like we said in previous podcasts, and like you just mentioned, breaking down that big goal, that big thing, into tangible, like smaller steps, so you can actually feel like you're accomplishing and getting towards that goal, rather than just being overwhelmed by, oh, I have all these things I want to do in this year. Where do I even start? Well, square one. Where to start, and then you just slowly work your way up. So I think breaking it down, I have it written down, and I'm actually thinking about taping it and framing it and putting it in my room somewhere.
Recommend.
Yeah, just because
Maybe right
I'm
before
a little,
you leave the room or right when you enter the room.
This is exactly what I do.
Yeah, I'm gonna do something like that. I don't know. I'm just really
too.
serious about this year. And then besides that, I just feel like my work ethic within this last year has really grown, and my word has always been true, and what I said I meant. But really, within this last year, like when I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it. And this podcast is just one example. But with that mindset going forward, I'm definitely gonna be better off accomplishing these goals than years past.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Hell yeah.
Well, I mean, talk about them. Well, let's get into it. What's the resolutions, guys?
Man, first things first. First one I put down: read one book a month. I don't read a lot.
Me too.
It's so bad. Like, dude, I'll be on my. We can be on our phones for hours.
Yeah.
Oh God, when we pick up a book, 30 minutes seems like an eternity.
It does.
And that's something that I think is sad, not for like other people, but I think for me personally, it's like really almost like a self-reflection, like a self-check. Like, really, you can't read a book for 30 minutes, but you can be on like TikTok for 20, 30 minutes, and I get the notification that I put it on there and be like, hey, take a break.
Yeah.
But it's sad, but I think that would be nice, because a lot of successful people, when you ask them, like, what's one thing that they did or something they would recommend, they say, read.
Yep.
Something that we were like taught to do when we were little kids, but then like we might go away from books or reading. No. That's something that I want to read at least a book a month. Be better at it. And maybe before I go to sleep, read 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Maybe read an hour. Read here, read there. Bring the book with you. Mark some stuff down. Learn from these books.
Yep.
Why not improve the brain instead of like ruin your brain?
Absolutely, man.
100%.
That's literally one of my exact goals too, is read 12 books by the end of 2023. So ideally one book a month for me as well.
Yes.
Totally get that. I think reading right before bed rather than looking at your phone is really good. Absolutely.
Instead of the blue light.
But also it's just like your brain engages differently when you read a book rather than, you reading something on your phone. And I mean, I guess you can use Kindle and you can like use stuff like that and you're still reading something, but I still think it's just nice just to have like that physical, actual tangible novel. So it's not like all just part of this digital archive that we're also used to.
Call us old school, but that's what's going down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's actually one of my goals as well, believe it or not. My goal is definitely once a month. If I can even do once every other week. I mean, obviously there's going to be some books I'm going to be into, and I probably will finish it in a week or two, but definitely at least one book a month for sure is definitely one of mine.
Guys, getting through the 20s is very tough, and as you know, a lot of topics we discuss on this podcast surround mental health. So that's why I'm proud to say thank you to BetterHelp for sponsoring this episode of the podcast. Guys, if you don't know who BetterHelp is, they are the world's largest therapy service, and they are 100% online. With over 25,000 licensed and experienced therapists, you can be helped with a wide range of issues. To get started, first you answer a few questions about your needs and preferences for therapy, so that way they are able to match you with the right therapist from their network. You can then chat with your therapist however you seem fit, whether it's text, chat, phone, or video. You can chat with your therapist at any time, and you can schedule your live sessions whenever it is convenient for you. If you have any issues with your therapist, you can switch to a different therapist with no additional charge. And with BetterHelp, you get the same quality and professionalism as in-office therapy, but with more flexibility in scheduling, at a more affordable price, and with custom-picked therapists for you. So guys, what are you waiting for? Get 10% off your first month of BetterHelp therapy at betterhelp.com/letstalk20s. That is BetterHelp, HELP.com/letstalk20s. Thank you guys for listening, and let's get back into the episode.
Another one I think all three of us are going to have is I want to achieve a healthier lifestyle. I want to actually meal prep, not say like, oh, I'm going to do this. Like, no, I want to be better at it, just be more efficient, more consistent, and just be better and take it more serious instead of like, you know what, I have like a cookie. Like, no, put that damn cookie down.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, yeah, I might have like here and there where I have like something nice, but just overall, just be a better person with that and be more accountable with myself. And so
I like that. I mean, mine, it's definitely, I have a couple of things for healthier lifestyles, but specifically if we're talking about like meal prepping and like eating healthier, one specific goal I have is to bulk to 205 pounds at some point during this year. So probably the first 6 months I'll be doing that. And I'm about, like I said last episode, about 188. So I'd like to bulk even more. And then I want to cut by the end of the year to 185. And I actually just got a scale to meal prep for Christmas. So I'm excited to be able to use that for meal prepping. But I made my goal is to just, it's a very specific thing. And then I will worry about the steps on like how to get there, like throughout the year, and like be able to adjust it a little bit easier. So that's one of the healthy lifestyle things. But I like that, GT. It's good to meal prep. It's good to have like a goal in mind just to be healthier. Like it's going to be a good mindset for you, I think, this year.
Write it down, reflect on it. What did I eat this week? Oh man, and catch myself, not give it too much time. Be like, nope, caught you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I already meal prep. Granted, my meals could probably be a little more healthy. I normally do like my homemade Chipotle bowls, but I'm exploring other options. But it definitely helps for sure. My biggest thing in terms of like the food and having a healthier lifestyle, I'm definitely going to be like reducing the snacking that I do, or maybe not even that, but substituting my snacking habits with something else. Like right over here, I have a bag of Flaming Hot Cool Ranch Doritos and some Buffalo Snyder pretzel bites. Bro, chips are like my Achilles heel, bro. I cannot resist eating potato chips. Instead, I should substitute that for
apple chips.
That or
peanuts,
something,
banana chips,
almonds. If I want something salty like that, or instead of wanting a piece of candy or something sweet, just okay. How about an apple? So just stuff like that, like simple. It seems like simple adjustments, and it may not seem like a lot, but over time, if you change your eating habits slowly like that over a year, your whole diet is going to be completely different if you remain consistent with that.
Absolutely.
And since we're talking about lifestyle, obviously the gym is a huge thing that we've talked about several times throughout the podcast, and physical health and how that translates into a better mental state as well. I kind of slipped up in 2022. I would go for 3 or 4 months pretty consistently, and then I would just stop because I would have something come up, and then I would just make excuses, and then I would go for 3 or 4 months, and then I would stop. So I'm really hoping this year I actually really do stay consistent for the full 12 months. And I already have a workout plan, and I would say I'm on the intermediate level of lifting and stuff, but I'm going to hopefully by 2022,
2023.
I'm going to be
2023.
2023.
Gotcha, baby.
I'm going to barely fit on this this frame here, this
Ooh,
camera frame
now.
here.
Who
Good day,
day?
baby.
Tanner
sir.
Perry.
Want to see you taking up the
Man,
whole
I'm
camera
saying-
frame, man.
Dude, a whole camera
Wide
frame.
Shoulders, them lat spreads. When you do the lat
Dude.
spread, I want to see only one lat on here. That's how big I want your lats to be.
You know what sucks is a lot of my friends that do weightlift, like one of my buddies really got me into weightlifting and taught me a lot in 2021. And he was talking about like, dude, you have such a good frame. The fact that you're not
Yeah.
even like, you don't really try or care that much in weightlifting. Like if you actually try and stay consistent, you would have a decent physique. So I'm like, you know
Dude,
what?
you
He's right.
you would, man.
Yeah, I'd be
like,
afraid. Tanner
You
be a
absolutely
little
have
beast.
like.
Tanner be dense.
I was
Hey,
gonna say,
short
man,
Tanner
just
would
your
be
your upper body, dude. The frame with your upper body, your shoulders. I feel like you have naturally broad
Yeah.
and big shoulders
Yeah.
already. Like your back is already like
Dude,
expansive.
Tanner
like,
has
you could have
Tanner
an
has
awesome
a torso like of me, and I'm like inches taller than him.
physique. Yes, you do.
Tanner
It's
would be
crazy.
dense. That'd be someone. Don't pick that fight.
I mean, I it's not even like specific goals. Like obviously, I'm not trying to get too much into bodybuilding, but who knows? Maybe I would get into it, but more so just like physical differences. Obviously, I'm keeping track in a journal, so I want to get stronger. But just like physical differences in my body, gain some muscle on me and everything. That's another one for sure. I know it's the same with you two as well. Another common
Oh
one.
yeah, I'm sick and tired of having what they call velo pouch or velo
What's that?
pouch. When you have more mass, you throw gas.
Huh.
You know what that can come from a lot of the times, though. I gotta say, is drinking, and that actually is one of my goals.
Don't
this year.
drink as much.
First 4 months,
Relax.
no drinking and no smoking. I'm going cold turkey for 4 months.
Are you?
I'm not
4
drinking or smoking.
months.
And if yep, at least 4 months. I'd really like to go the whole year, honestly. I'm gonna see how I feel after 4 months. And if I feel good, then which I really think that I will, I typically do better when I don't drink super often or smoke a lot, partially because of my antidepressants, because when I'm coming down from it the next day, it feels a lot lower because my antidepressants bring me up here, you know?
Mm.
And then they don't work, obviously, with alcohol and drugs and stuff like that. So I'm going to see how I feel, but I know what you're talking about, GT, with the pouch. And for me, drinking, like if I drink a lot of beer, if I drink a lot of liquor in a weekend, my stomach and body is messed up the whole next week.
Yeah, just being better, more consistent about that. Just be better off.
Yeah.
Now.
Connor, what's
I
your
like
next
that.
goal?
Me?
Mhm.
I've got 10 resolutions, by the way. I don't know how many y'all have,
1,
but
2, 3,
I've got
4.
10.
Go ahead,
So
baby.
I don't want to like overshare.
I got 10.
No, go ahead.
Oh, you got 10 too? Okay.
I'll
cool.
make
All right.
10.
All right. I'll do a fun one then. Not that this stuff's not fun. It's just this one is cool because I've been wanting to do this ever since I talked to one of my good buddies, Tanner. You know him, David. Oh, GT, you met David
Mhm.
actually.
Yeah.
He got his scuba license for open water last year, and I was talking to him about that, and I'm going to do that this year. You can dive up to 60 feet. It's really easy to do it in Georgia. You just need the gear, and you just need to take a class and pass a test, and then do like an actual certification course, and then you'll have it. And I've always wanted to do something like that. I always thought that if I was going to go into any sport, actually, when I was a kid, it would be swimming. So I was like, you know what? Now that I'm older, I'm like, I need to lean more into this. I love the beach. I just love going to the ocean, and I love swimming in general. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to do this. So that's one of my resolutions, to get my scuba license this year.
That's awesome. GT, do you have anything similar in
Ooh.
terms of like maybe a hobby you want to pick up or something new that you're going to branch out on
Yeah,
this year?
Man, something that I'm branching off into. Okay, this is gonna be something just because obviously this is not as prioritized, but because of what he said, hit like a hobby, right? I've been getting into golf,
Yeah.
man, and like I've been doing fairly well, and to where I've had people who've golfed for a while, and I would be around them, and I'm putting a lot of swings, or I'm on the golf course. And I had people compliment me, and I'm not gonna be out here saying, "Oh, I'm about to be the next Rory McIlroy, Tiger Woods." I'm not saying that by no means, but
You don't need to be, though.
it's so much
No.
fun. Like it's peaceful. Like if it's you, like your significant other, or you and the boys going out to golf, you can. It's just fun, and I'm sure people have seen over the couple weeks, and people who know me know I'm a very competitive person, and I absolutely hate losing. I hate losing more than I love winning. But just to get better at something like that and to just evolve my game with that and have more fun with it and just be better and play. And I'd like to play some nicer courses and have some nice gear, but that's not my first priority
Good for you,
right
man.
now. But I think that's be a fun one.
That's
I like
awesome. My equivalent to you guys would be music production. And Connor, that's something I talked about in 2022 at the very beginning. I have a good bit of equipment that actually would be used for audio production and producing music, but just I don't know, man. It was just one of those things that I've gotten a lot better at accepting that I'm not going to be good at things that I first start out at. But for me, I don't know if it's an ego thing or just I'm not patient enough at some
Let
things.
it happen.
But there's just so much. There's so much with audio production and producing music that people have no idea about.
It's a lot harder than people think it is.
A lot of the, dude, and there's so many technical terms. And like, for example, one of my favorite, there's Metro Boomin. He came out with an album recently, and he has his own YouTube channel. And so there's a lot of like behind the scenes of him producing all these like really popular rap and hip hop songs and like beat making. And I don't know, I'm like, why am I watching these guys do something that I claim that I want to start up, but I'm not actually taking any action in doing so. So yeah, the equivalent of the scuba diving and the golf for me is going to be music producing and just, fucking around and seeing if I can make anything out of that. But something fun, something different.
I may or may not have been entered into a golf tournament right there. First be like half of February. I think Addison has entered me into a golf tournament.
Yeah, that's awesome. Cool. Man.
That's awesome.
Cool.
So
I love that, man. Dude, you got to let us know how that goes. Take some videos of your swings, and I would love to see that.
Yeah,
that's so
man.
cool, dude.
So I'm excited. But next one, I think I saw on the text that Terrence sent us in our group chat was become closer to God. That is something that I think I slipped up last year, and I'll admit, is to be better. Like, pray before, I eat, or pray before I go to bed. God forbid. Go to church. Just be better. Just become closer and one with God and everything. So that's definitely something that I want to be better at and that I will be better at.
I like that.
Yeah, Connor, I know you mentioned about being more open-minded and doing so. So if you are interested, I know you definitely have other people in your life who are religious and spiritual, but GT and I both would be more than willing to introduce you to some things or talk about stuff with you, because
we're here for you.
Like you, GT, I slipped up in 2022 as well. With my current job, I actually work every Sunday, like 8 to 3 or 7 to 3 or something, and unfortunately that's really affected how often I do go to church. But just because you don't go to church doesn't mean there's no other way for you to learn more about your faith.
And that's something that I'm just chiming real quick, because I'm sure Tanner is really good at like going more into depth with some things, where I promise you, you don't have to go to, like you just said, you don't have to go to church every single week. You don't have to go to Bible study all the time. You don't have to do this or that, because God died on the cross for our sins and for all of us. And he says it in the Bible, you do not have to be perfect when you're at the gates of heaven. Like, you don't. And it's one of those, you don't have to do this, that. It's not a checklist.
Yeah. It's not if you do A, B, and C, you get into heaven, or vice versa. If you do A, B, and C, you're going to hell. There is no, white and black, and specifically Christianity, but there's completely different avenues, and it's all about how open you are and also how willing you are to learn. So I could have done a lot better in simply reading my Bible, or like you said, GT, praying before bed, and just simple things, but doing a little bit of that every day, that adds up over the year. And I definitely want to prioritize that more.
Appreciative of stuff. Just not kind of like take it for granted. So, and I think that would help out a lot. Even like the little things like praying. Like if something happens, just like pray and just say, thank you, Almighty God and Most High, for this blessing, and just not take it for granted.
Well, and to not be so religious.
You don't have to be like dead, like die hard.
Well, I was going to say, even praying though, like obviously there's a religious aspect to it, but you just simply praying and just openly talking about something maybe you want changed or something that needs to be improved in your life. You just kind of opening that up, praying just simply like can relieve you and help just lift something off your shoulders that maybe you didn't know that needed to be lifted off. So that's another reason why praying is really important to people, especially with me. When I pray, even if I don't think it will be answered or I question if he will answer me, just openly talking about my problems with myself or with someone else is a huge thing. So Connor, do you have anything to add
If you
to
have
that?
questions, you're always
You
more
know,
than welcome.
I appreciate that, GT and Tanner, y'all's openness with this. I've had a complicated relationship with religion my whole life. I've never made it a priority, and I'll be honest, it wasn't on my resolution goal list for 2023. But hearing you guys talk about it, I will add something about that, whether it's just more educating myself on the different types of things that I could maybe study, whether it's like Eastern philosophies or whether it's going to more Bible studies. Like I know my Shay, she wants to take me to a Bible study to see what it's like, and I'm going to go with her.
Yeah.
So just like exposing myself more to teachings and like events and things like that. And having questions about it, yeah, I confess that's never been a priority of mine. I'm glad you guys brought that up. I would like to add that to my repertoire, and so I'm going to add something to my resolution, and I'll update you guys when I do decide on that. And if I have questions, I'll let y'all know. Like the closest thing that I had on my resolution list, my little brother, he meditates every day actually, and the app that he uses aligns a lot with like Buddhist and I can't think of it. It's Buddhist and Hindu ways of meditating. And so he actually was able to get me a free year of this app. I have like daily routines that I want to establish in my life, and meditating every single day is one of them. And so I want to every day, I want to work out every single day, whether it's weightlifting or walking. I have my music practicing that I have to do every single day. And then I love listening to podcasts, like whether it's ours or whether it's like other self-help podcasts. I just don't take enough time to do it because I'm so focused. So I have times when I'm going to be listening to these things slotted away for like when I'm in the car driving, instead of listening to music, I'm going to be listening to more podcasts now. That meditation is like the thing that kind of aligns closest with religion, but that's something that I'll be establishing this year. But when I add in my religion exploration for this year, I will let y'all know. I appreciate it, guys.
Yeah. Just a side note to pivot off of it, another resolution of mine that goes hand in hand with the meditation and religion and everything is, I think, more of just inner peace and just overall not being so stressed out about life in general, which I know is such a broad and open-ended thing, but like truly something that in 2022 I improved so much on is just trying to not focus on things I can't control. I mean, that's easier said than done, but just trying to be more at peace with myself, but also just in life and where I'm at and being happy in the moment. I guess it's two of them, but living in the moment and being happy with the now is something that I definitely need to improve on. And this year I'm definitely going to do that because, like we said, we're very future driven. We're worried about the next thing. But, I just sometimes I choose not to do things because I rather, sit at home and play video games and all this and that. But like I could enjoy the moment so much more if I took that risk and hung out with some friends or, just did other shit. So like actually enjoying the moment and not being future driven and just like being at better peace with myself is kind of like one mega resolution and one that I wanted to add.
No, I love that. I think that's also being at peace. I just, transitioning, being in baseball. And I played semi-professionally and it might not have gone the way that I had wanted it to. And it's tough. And I'm not going to ever undermine that. It's tough when that's all I knew. Ever since I was a little kid, and that's all I've ever wanted. And just be at peace with, however the game goes for me. Whatever it is that it may be, knowing that up above he has me and is going to help guide me in the right way. No matter what it is, it's tough. And I'm never gonna say that, it's easy. It's not. It's not at all. And it's gonna be hard. But just be better at it. Just be better at coming to peace. Just be at peace. Don't destroy yourself over the little things, and and don't try to put the what ifs and like couldas, shouldas. Like I don't want that to destroy how I think and go about being around the game and with the game. So just how the ball rolls my way. So
yeah. Well, quickly, Connor. Well, Connor, go ahead, and then I'll say what I was going to add to GT.
I mean, no, I don't have a specific resolution about that other than I have general things that I want to improve in 2023. And one of them is what y'all are talking about. And I think it encompasses everything. It's mindfulness. It's being, like you said, it's being more present in the moment, being more appreciative, and really knowing what you have and being grateful. Like you said in the last episode, Tanner, that's something that you gained a lot of perspective with last year. And being more mindful in the moment lets you be more grateful in the past, present, and future for what you used to have, what you have now, and what you're going to have, So those are a couple of other things I want to improve in 2023 are my communication, my time management, positive self-talk, and just my social skills. But mindfulness is probably the number one on the list, because I think it'll help me with all my resolutions. So I like what y'all said with that.
Yeah, I think all the resolutions we've mentioned so far are very relatable for the people in their 20s that listen to the podcast. But I think the biggest one is the one that the three of us just mentioned, living in the present and being more mindful and just appreciating the small things and being at peace, because, specifically in your 20s, society sets it up where we're supposed to do this, this, and this, and better get a house and get married and have a good job and, start this family and travel the world. And, you want to enjoy your life. Just all this pressure that you're supposed to have all this stuff figured out in your 20s. And that requires us to constantly be future driven and constantly think about the future. And to reverse that, when it's been engraved in your mind since you were a kid, or let's say teenagers, that you need to do all this when you're, an adult or getting into adulthood, it forces you to go against the grain and go against how you're wired. And so I think that's a big one that everyone who listens should really, really, really take in and try to apply that to your own life, because, time flies by, as this year has proven. You don't get it back. And so we just need, you're not getting it back. You're only getting older. And while you are still young and still able to, make mistakes and live freely, you should be able to, you should do that.
Well, one thing I was going to say that I wanted to talk about on this episode, that what you brought up kind of reminds me of it. In 2022 and 2021, 2020, for a lot of years, I used to make fun of the New Year's resolution thing because, there's that stereotype that who really actually accomplishes what their resolutions are for, it's so what's the point of doing it? That kind of used to be my mindset. But this year it's going to be different. And if anybody has that kind of mindset with the resolutions, I just wanted to point out that I think it's better to have some kind of resolution and to be going for something than to go for nothing. Because you can always look back on what you try to do and you probably have come a lot further than you think you're going to go with it, rather than just being like, I'm not going to accomplish it anyways, so what's the point? You should just go for it anyways, because even if you only get halfway to a resolution, you still are 3 steps further towards it than you were at the beginning of the year, which is better than you just sitting there waiting and wishing that you made a step towards that. So anybody who is thinking about making resolutions, or who's kind of I don't know, you should. Even if you think it's silly, you really should, because it'll make a difference in your life. I strongly
come
believe
up that potentially could have never came up had you not started.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't think anyone wants to set goals and then look back and realize that they never did a single thing to accomplish that goal. So even you writing them down and actually critically think about where you want to be in your life a year from now, or hobbies you want to pick up, etc. At least for me, it subconsciously kicks me into gear, because I don't want to look at that paper and be pissed at myself, be like, think I quote unquote wasted a year when I did absolutely nothing to get towards a goal. Whereas even if I just set a goal, it forces me to do something, even if it's just a small, small progress. At least it's making me do something about whatever improvement I want to make.
Yep.
100%.
That's just me. I've done in years past, like I said, there's some things in 2022, like the music production stuff. Dude, if I sat there for 20 minutes and learned, let's say 5 days a week, over the span of the 12 months, I definitely would have learned some shit. Yeah, I still may not have absolutely any idea what I'm doing, but at least I know a little bit more than me not doing anything like I ended up unfortunately doing this past year. So, you just got to take those first steps and try.
Facts.
You do. You're gonna feel a lot happier knowing that you did something at the end of the day. You don't want to look back on yourself when you're older and be filled.
You don't.
We talk about that all the time.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any more resolutions, like lighter stuff or any more big picture stuff?
Just grow.
Grad school and grow.
Grow in whatever it is.
That's cool.
Be the best
Grow.
coach, manager I can be.
I like that. I have a couple of, Tanner was talking about like being more mindful. So instead of like sitting and playing video games, like going out to do stuff, I have like 3 very specific ones that I want to do this year. I have a couple of places that I want to vacation at this year. So I put them on my New Year's resolution because I haven't planned them yet. So I have to plan them. I want to go to Key West with my girlfriend. She hasn't been to the beach since she was 2 years old.
Ooh.
So I'm like, Shay's got to go. She's got to go to the beach this year. So we're planning something. I want to take my mom on a trip with my brothers to Nashville. I'm pretty sure that's where we're going to go. And then just got to pick one more destination place. So that'll be fun. I have a goal for myself to play live music once, at least one. And I have an opportunity to maybe do that in the next month and a half. So I'll keep you guys updated with my uncle. It's with my uncle, actually. He's a killer drummer. He has a guitarist that he wants me to meet, and he wants me to go over to his house and play. So I should have an update on that probably in the next month and a half. So I am going to be doing that. And then I want to go to at least one concert and one like musical or like orchestra performance this year, because I love doing live stuff like that. So just planning out events in your head, even though you might see something. It's like you said, Tanner, you subconsciously are going to look for more things like that when you actually make it a priority.
Yeah, that's actually a cool thing that you brought up, Connor, because I had a similar thing that it just came into my head when you spoke about it. Is part of living in the moment for me was I for whatever reason I feel like I need to constantly save all this money, and then like I ended up with not that much money anyways. So me like stressing out and denying like going to concerts or not doing fun vacations with Cameron or whatever it is, it's like why do I feel like that? Because I'm gonna constantly feel like that, right? I'm gonna constantly feel like I can't do anything fun or not do some things because it's too expensive. Well, dude, you just spent, it doesn't matter. But yeah, I just feel like you said,
food and stuff, like other like
It's
random
those
stuff.
little things.
Yeah.
I went out drinking and spent $200 at a bar. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Like I'm not saying I've
Oh,
done that,
I
but
was
you know
gonna
what I
say,
mean?
damn.
Like, GT, that's not what I was. No, I haven't done that. No,
And I'm
no,
good with my
you-
money. I'm good with my money. It's just a matter of fact of like, dude, why am I not going to these? Why am I not going to concerts? Why am I not taking vacations? Like living in the moment instead of thinking
Right.
like, oh, I need to save this money up for this or that in the future. Like, dude, you're gonna be broke anyway. I'm gonna be broke regardless. So I might as well be broke and have
Might
more
as well
fun.
make some memories.
Yeah,
Yep.
make some memories with
Change
it.
it
Why
up.
not?
Yeah, GT. Yeah, I was gonna say GT. Did you have something you wanted to add? I know you were trying to
I'll
talk.
just be better with my money. Just don't. Me personally, is like don't spend it on like the little things. But if it's gonna be something that is more towards a memory, then
Yeah.
why not? Like you only get to live once, so why the hell would I limit myself in the memories that I can make from it? So,
Yeah.
but I have one last one, and I think it's a good outro. So
Go
I
for
don't
it.
know
Go for it,
how
man.
you guys feel, but improve/grow the podcast. 2023.
GT. Stop it. That's my resolution.
Look at you,
Goofy
teacher.
Goober.
Look at you.
Look
goody
at that.
two-shoes.
That's right. Go out with a bang, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like I said in a previous episode, it's really cool to think, and we actually talked about this. Oh God, I don't remember what episode it was, where everything starts with a thought.
Yeah.
And this podcast and where it is began with my thought of, hey, this would be really cool. I think people would want to listen to this, and I should talk about things. If I'm talking to several different friends that are going through the same problem or common themes, why not put it out for other people to maybe relate to and realize that they're not alone. So that thought translated into posting on my social media and people saying, oh, I should do it. And then me actually buying a camera and
Right.
or not a camera, buying a microphone and this and that, and to see where it is now, even though we're not, getting hundreds and thousands of viewers like other podcasts, that doesn't
Still
matter to me.
awesome.
But it's so awesome, man, to have people still every once in a while text me and be like, "Oh, dude, that episode was cool," or "I would love to be on the pod." Like people actually showing interest in it is really cool.
It is.
It's really cool.
It
So,
is,
yeah.
man.
We're definitely gonna grow this fucking thing. I'm telling you, we're gonna do some cool things this year. We're gonna be on our A game. So yeah, growing this podcast, GT, that's on my list too, man. I'm really excited. And like we mentioned earlier too, to reflect on these episodes, or even the earlier ones, let's say 6 months from now when the quality's better, we're just on our A game even more, to look back and be like, wow, we grew a lot.
It's gonna
gonna be
be
cool.
a lot of fun.
It's going to be cool. Dedicating more time to the podcast. I'll add that to my resolution just to copy GT. But it was already on my priorities anyways, but it's good.
Well, we'll just give GT that one. We'll say that he came up with that
Yeah.
one.
We'll say GT came up with that one. But it's like Tanner said, like, if you have an idea and you think it's a good idea, like Tanner would still be wondering where that idea was going to go if he never acted on his intuition and just like went for it. So if you got an idea that you want to go for, even if people think it's silly, just go for it.
This is going to be the question, and then we'll close it out here. Gentlemen, if there's one phrase that you want to tell yourself and others for 2023, what is your message for yourself and others?
Take action. That's my quote for this year is take action. That's like I asked you guys last episode, word for 2022 / mine is take action. Take action for the things that you love. Take action for the people that you love, and take action for the things that you want to do in your life. Don't think about it. Just take action. Like, you're going to be happier that you did.
Be that person that looks over myself and is proud of everything.
Yeah.
Here's mine.
I love that.
Be you, be true, and just do.
Oh, snap. Put it on a t-shirt.
That's the highlight. That's the highlight of Instagram. I love that.
Be you,
That's the highlight,
be true, and just do. Be yourself, learn about yourself, be proud of who you are, and not try to change your personality or anything for others. People are going to love you or hate you regardless. And like you two just said, just fucking do it. Don't say tomorrow. Don't say next year. Just try. And the worst is that you fail and you learn more about yourself. Just do it. Be you, be true, and just do. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to another episode of Let's Talk 20s. We'll see you in the next one. A peace.